Hey guys, magnagopal here. We are here with another edition of this What Did You Think of Me When You First Danced With Me? Replies to the comments on this post. The reason I'm doing it is because I want to thank a lot of you for sharing what you commented. The fact that you guys even remembered some of these moments is an honor to me. I feel privileged to be in your life in that way. And for some of the people that I commented, I actually kind of remember some of those moments. I might not remember all the details that you do, but I either remember some of those moments or we have now gone from being complete strangers and people that we're nervous around to actual friends. And I want to share that and share my appreciation for you as well. So let us continue with David Navarro. I came early to a Jersey social and I was just dancing with a friend or two who were also there early. A little later in the night, a buddy was like, dance with her, she's really good. So I'm just like, oh, okay, sure, why not? Didn't even know who you were. I was probably dancing in general like a year or something. The second I danced with you, I noticed right away you were different. You were so light than I was generally used to. So I felt like I was going too fast on my count. And then when I let go to do our own thing, you hit all the notes while I was just trying to remember shines to do it. Seeing you being musical and comparing to my own dance, I was like, wow, I want to do that. And the rest of the dance, I was a little self-conscious because of how much I realized I didn't know. And that experience stuck with me a little bit. Consider it the first time I learned what musicality was. Since then, I've always tried to pay attention to the music little by little. And after I probably danced with you once more before that night, we actually did each other that night at the La Noche. David is my little munchkin. I have known him probably for about 2 years now. David, you're such a talented young dancer who is so eager to learn. And I love how open-minded you are about a lot of things because we've danced quite a bit since then. And I love dancing with you. I think you're a ball of fun. And sometimes, yeah, you have so much energy. If I tell you you have a lot of energy, it's not like you take offense to anything like that. You just kind of, okay, let me calm down, let me calm down. And then you'll ask me, okay, how was that dance? Was I calmer? Was it smoother? And it always is. Every single dance with you always ends up being better and better as a result, just because you're such a lovely person. And he is my munchkin because he's just my munchkin. He's like somebody who I always look over and I want to take care of and make sure he's in good hands and always respected because he's just such a super sweet soul. So thank you, David, for sharing that story. All right, JuanPa Ookami. Goodness exists and I'm dancing with one. Thank you, JuanPa. I want to say that must have been in either Salsaholic in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was pretty sick at that time, like quite sick from a trip to the Amazon where I had gotten bitten by a black ant, stung by a black ant multiple times, which gave me a fever for the rest of my trips. Salsaholic being one of them. But I do remember you and crap, I can't remember the little guy who I always carried in my hands everywhere I'd see him. But thank you, JuanPa. Nataly Salsaholic. I said nothing because I couldn't speak. I was a bunch of emojis. Nataly, I remember seeing you at a few events, and I remember being in Greece when my toe was broken, and we were doing all sorts of goofy things. I remember your spirit as being very lively and friendly and beautiful. So thank you for sharing that as well. Johnny, Flor, you were gorgeous and still are on the dance floor. Can't remember which year, but sometime between 2000 and 2010. Thanks. So like I said, some people remember the first time and some people don't. I generally don't remember anything really past last week anymore, but thanks, Johnny. Gitta, Orion. It's so much dancing with you. I like your beautiful smile and way of interpreting the music. I want to say the first time we danced was in Taiwan, either this past year or 2 years ago. And I remember dancing with you as well, and I had a great time dancing with you. So thank you for that. The feeling is very much mutual. Anna Raposo, first time I saw you, I loved your musicality. I would love to dance like you. Well, it's not as difficult as it sometimes seems. Sometimes we think that people are superhuman, but really we're not. It's just a different level of commitment to the dance and a different level of attention that I'm paying when I'm dancing. So I'm sure that you will be able to accomplish that as well. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Anna. Shani Harpak. Wow, this was back at Babs. Babs is a club in Toronto called Bubbaloo's. I was thinking how lucky I am to get to learn my basics from watching you social dance all night long. First time dancing with you, you're freakishly strong for such a tiny woman, and how the hell are you so good at everything? I miss you, Mags. I miss you too, Shani. She is a beautiful dancer. I don't know if she's in Israel now or where she's based. She was in Toronto for a while. Babalu's was one of the nightclubs that we used to go to all the time in Toronto until it shut down, unfortunately, after many, many years. That's where I met majority of my friends in the Toronto salsa scene, at least. And I appreciate you saying learning your basics from watching the social dance. I guess that's also something that we can sometimes share with people, right? Is there's so much to learn. Yes, of course, we can take classes and learn in that way, but there's so much that we can actually learn from just watching people sometimes. And I'm glad that I was able to give you some fun and some entertainment. I also remember one story of how we actually got to become friends. And this was at the Congress in Israel. There was a tour for a bunch of people and the artists and whatnot after the Congress had finished, where we were getting to go to Jerusalem and to some camping in the middle of the desert. And so that was on the Monday morning where everyone was leaving, or Sunday morning, I can't remember. Anyways, the previous night, I had so much fun with all of these people, and I had so much fun with Shani and some other person I met, this other guy. I was like, yeah, I didn't want the night to end. So I was like, let's wake up and have breakfast together, and that way we can like share this one last moment before I leave. Well, I told her a certain time, and then I told him also the certain thing, because I was like, let me just make a plan. I'll meet everybody at breakfast. And I either forgot or I passed out when I got to my room after I showered. Then I realized I had to pack, and I totally forgot that I had made breakfast plans. And apparently Shani was sitting at the breakfast in the restaurant. She was sitting there by herself. Guy's sitting there by himself. And they're kind of looking at each other like, oh, you came for breakfast? And I don't remember the details because obviously I wasn't there. I missed it. But they were having this conversation where they were kind of trying to understand, why are you here and why are you kind of not eating breakfast? And then they're like, wait, are you waiting for someone? Like, oh, yeah, I'm waiting. Who are you waiting for? Magna. Me too. And like, she didn't show up. And so they bonded, and they actually became friends as of that day. So it's probably a good thing I didn't kind of show up. And they're both good friends of mine. So Shani, I miss you too, a ton. Okay. Kalin Dimov, when I saw you for the first time, it was in Geneva in Salsa Studio 2008. Your leg was broken. I said to myself, such a beautiful lady, maybe I can dance with her one day. Thank you, Kalin. It was 2008, and I had broken my toe. No, I had sprained my ankle. I sprained my ankle in 2007, which always lingered. And then 2008 or 9, I broke my toe. 2008. No, you're right. You see, other people remember way better than I do what happened and what I've actually gone through injuries. I wished I could have danced back then too, and unfortunately I was not able to. But the world is a small place, and I am sure we will cross paths again soon. That's it for today's edition of What Did You Think? If you have any stories of when you remember meeting me or dancing with me, I'd love to hear them. It's a nice way to remember what we've experienced together and what we've shared together, and how you remember me and how I remember you, and wherever we have arrived in our lives. Till the next one. Ciao.